back to AMP Next Gen Diary Entry episode number 2. And this is the spin-off from our normal podcast, the Agegroup Multisport podcast, where we feature age groupers who've qualified to represent their country. And in this podcast, we're following 3 multisport athletes who are trying to do just that, try and qualify to represent their country. And in this case, they're looking to qualify in the discipline of duathlon. So coming up, we're going to hear entry number 2 from Dani, Jerry and Harry. And Dani's over in Spain and Jerry's here in Louth. And Harry's located down in Kent, so spread all over the place. But that's nice. It gives us a bit of variety. So without further ado, we shall see you on the other side.
Hi Richard, hope you're okay. My training week wasn't as great as I would have wanted, but a lot better than last week, so I guess I should focus on the positives here. We managed to get to Barcelona and spend some good days with a very nice weather and sunny weather too. I managed to get 3 runs done, a tempo, a steady run and also a speed run. I got into a couple of bike rides and a swim. One thing I would like to mention is I just realized how much we or I take for granted when we are able to jump on our bikes and just ride it with not too much traffic and with quiet roads. Riding in Barcelona, it's very intimidating. This is really everything from my weekly report. I'm hoping that next week I'm gonna get your report from my town, very south in Spain, with a lot better and sunny weather, and I could manage to get more long rides in. So thank you, and talk with you next week.
Hi Rich, it's Jerry, just checking in again for the second diary feedback really. The week's gone pretty well again, can't complain. I'm pretty happy, smile on my face, even though I look out the window and it's 60 mile an hour winds, which is pretty grim. So just to go through what I've done this week. Monday was a brick session. Unfortunately work got in the way a bit and I was running out of time, so I had to dive in the gym. The weather wasn't great anyway, so I only managed to get 30 minutes on the bike, on the watt bike, and then straight onto the treadmill with a steady 5k on that. So a little bit disappointed about that because I wanted a bit longer this week, but it is what it is. Tuesday was on the Zwift after work, a bit of a lactate threshold workout session, which is quite good for an hour. Really enjoyed that one. Wednesday was the after work evening 10k run with Michelle, so it was meant to be a steady run for me. Unfortunately, she's got injured again, as you know. So after the first K, she dropped out and said for me just to crack on. So I took it fairly steady, but up the pace a little bit of what I would have done. But pretty satisfied with that 10k. Thursday, I jumped on the turbo again. It was a group ride on Zwift with Jax, which is really good. I was happy with that. Sat with Jax for an hour at about 3.3 watts per kilogram. So feeling really comfortable with that. Friday was rest day. And then Saturday morning, as you know, was the track session. Lovely video of me. Still look like I'm trotting, but yeah, I did put a lot of work in, a lot of effort in. Obviously, that wind was horrendous and it was freezing cold. And then I've just finished on the Road to Sky on Zwift on the Alp. I thought an Alp was a good way to finish off the week. So yeah, happy with that. Really happy with my week's training. I'm feeling really good again, and again it comes back to that, looking at stats and looking at Zwift. Looking at Strava. And looking at my scores on the doors, and and it does motivate me because I think, oh yeah, I can see some improvement. So one of my highs this week really has been at that level of improvement. So firstly, on the 10k, I did take it steady on Wednesday night, but I just feel better running. I feel more comfortable. I know we spoke about it on Saturday morning, yesterday morning at the track. I feel like I'm running better, and I'm confident with that, which is good. But the other high really was I've just jumped off Zwift now on the Alp, and I was aiming for a relatively steady ride up there, and I felt really comfortable, felt in control, and got to the top. I did put a fair amount of effort in, don't get me wrong, but I got a 4-minute PB, so I was chuffed to bits with that, really. So The highs, yeah, I can see the benefit of all the training really. Just looking back at it and looking at stats and analysing the stats, and I just feel better myself. I feel that improvement, which is what I want really. The lows really, apart from I've got the toothache, which is a bit of a nightmare, but the tooth's coming out this week because that's really irritating me. It's the weather really. I really want to get outside more. The cold and the wind and the rain is just like it is for everyone else, a bit of a nightmare. I don't really like running on the treadmill, but with the weather the way it is, I know tomorrow I'll be back on that treadmill again in the gym. So the low a little bit is the weather. I haven't got my fueling right. I know we spoke about that yesterday, and I'm going to listen to the points you brought out and try and sort that out this week and plan what I need. So I need to plan in advance. I need to take enough food with me to work so that when I'm training, I eat the right things before and afterwards, and also not tempted to find that snack bar with all the chocolate in, which is my nightmare and my little sin really. So that's my low really. The weather's getting, I want to get out. I want to pound the pavements a little bit more. I'm feeling good. I'd love to be able to do a brick session outside, but just not worth it at the moment. Looking forward to this week coming. I'm going to probably up it a little bit. I'm going to put in a little bit more intensity. I'm going to probably put on the brick session tomorrow a little bit more time on the bike before I jump on the treadmill, and I might push it on the treadmill. The 10k will be steady, but I might put 1 or 2 efforts in there again, working at threshold or sub 10k pace, just to try and keep that speed in my legs really. A busy week coming up, probably a little bit more time subject to work, but fingers crossed I can sort that out, and hopefully get this tooth out and be back on it. So all good, no complaints from me. Love chatting to you, and I'll keep you updated.
Hi Richard and the Amp Next Gen listeners. So this week I've had a bit more of a stable week. So on Monday I had a long run, which was a bit of a trail run, as I had a cross country race yesterday, or on Saturday. Then on Tuesday I had a rest day, even though because I was quite tired. I was meant to do a testing session, but I was quite tired from school and work. Just from work, so I didn't have school on Tuesday. So I did my bike session on Wednesday, but I had to cut it short as I had school to get to, and I did it in the morning. I hate doing sessions in the morning. And then I had a track session at school because I've got access to track at school, but I had to DNF that as my knee started playing up, which was not helpful. So I made sure that I was booked in for physio. On Thursday, I had a gym session with the Canterbury Athletics Academy, which was a mostly swimming-based session. So it was mostly upper body and back, chest, bit of arms, a little bit of legs. But yeah. And then I had a bike session, which was an interval session. So it started off as, so it's 10 minutes easy. Then it was like a ramp. So it was me and my coach use RPE currently. So it was 1 minute at 5 RPE, 1 minute at 6, 1 minute at 8, 1 minute at 9. Then it was 2 minutes recovery. And then it was a crisscross session. So it was basically 30 seconds hard, 30 seconds easy, times 3. And then it was 1 minute hard, 1 minute easy, times 4. Then it was 1 minute cool down. And then it was 1 minute recovery. And then it was 5 minute cool down. Then after that, because I didn't do core whilst I was at the gym, I did the Cole running core circuit, so the 8 minute core circuit that he does. Shout out to Cole Gibbons. Probably won't be listening to this though, because he's a runner. Then on Thursday, I had just went for an easy. No, on Friday even, I went for like an easy run with my mum because she's starting to do Couch 5K again. So I was just helping her get back into that. And I used it as a bit of a shakeout run for my first race of the year, which was yesterday or Saturday. After my run, I did a little bit of yoga, which was yoga for runners, cool down one. Then on Saturday, I had the Kent Schools Cross Country Championships, which was my cross country debut. I managed to finish 33rd out of 37, and it was a 6.1k course, and I finished it in 29 minutes 14 seconds, so I'm pretty happy about that, as I wanted to finish not in dead last, so I achieved my goals for that. And then today I had the Active Life Triathlon Club swimming time trials, which was tough, especially as I was racing yesterday. So it started off as 400 metres warm up, and then we slowly halved it, so it was a 400 metre time trial, which I went out too hard for, which I regretted. Then a 200, then a 100, then a 50, and for some reason the sprints I was actually better at. So it's 200, then 100, then 50, and then 25 metres, then it was a 100 IM, which I hated, then a 50 metre cool down. So yeah, that's been my week. I've got a rest week next week, so it's just a bit easier. It's not too much easier though, it's still going to be quite tough. But yeah, that's this week's update. See you in the next one, or see you later.
So that's week number 2 of the diary entries completed. Thanks guys for the input. Really obviously couldn't do this without you. And if you want to see as well as hear, you can head over to our YouTube channel, which is AmpGB, and you can see a few little videos that we've put up on the shorts there of the guys doing mainly running at the moment. All the podcasts are on there as well, obviously. But yeah, if you like what you're hearing, please give us some support, whatever platform that you're listening to it on, or if you're on the YouTube channel, please subscribe and like, and give us some feedback if you wish. And you can email us at the agegroupmultisportpodcast@gmail.com. We are on Instagram at amp_1967. We're on Facebook at ampgb. And we're on X at Agegroup Multisport Podcast. And as I said, our YouTube channel is AmpGB. So yeah, head over there and give them a watch, give them a listen, and give them lots of support. And that's about it for this episode. So thank you once again for taking your time out to listen. And don't forget, stay safe, keep training, and love the process.